Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to the Performance Racing Formula 1 Season 13 Fangio Belgium Grand Prix. I'm Callum Hosty and I will be taking you through everything here tonight. Here at one of Formula 1's crown jewels, the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps. The other Grand Prix I've been to in real life, and let me tell you, when it rains there, it rains. It rains. I tell thee, it rains. And let me just say now, it is good to have you tonight here. Anyway, I will remind you all, realistic cars, full qualifying, 50% race, simulation damage. Ooh. And it seems to be part of the course so far in PRF1. We have a Q1 session which is likely to be semi-redundant because we have 15 drivers trying to get into the 15 places of qualifying number 2. So, what will be, I am not quite sure. But what I can do is tell you all how the championship currently stands after last week at Monaco. Crown jewel to crown jewel. Racking them up. So, in the overall standings, we have MS Casper. Bear in mind, it's 50 points for a win and 2 points for a fastest lap here in PRF1 Fangio. MS Casper in the lead with 139 points. MS Godwin with 113 points in P2. MS Apple in P3 with 104. Views Demon, the most experienced man here tonight in terms of PRF1 experience anyway with 86 points. Roberts Knights in P5 with 79 points. Misfits in 6th with 77 points. MS Trap in 7th with 70 points. The Lauda champion not doing greatly here so far, but he's doing better than the defending champion, MS Axel in P8 with 54 points. They have Master Spread in P9 with 43 points. Slippery Salmon in 10th with 39 points. ONCFC 18 with 34 points. AMS Josh with 24 points. We have Speed Freak with 12 points. And that is all we have so far. And because there is also an amateur standings, actually there isn't because there's realistic cars this season. I apologise, I've got you all giddy for no reason. But Saab lead the way in the constructed with 193 points. Haas in second with 174. Ferrari in third with 156. The Racing Bulls Josh with 137. We have Red Bull with 98. Aston Martin with 95. Alpine with 58. Mercedes with 55. Williams with 30. And McLaren, even though they've got the fastest car, only 10 points. It's a little bit of a surprise. But things can always change. You never quite know. And the Dial of 93 reserving tonight in the McLaren. Not quite sure why he's getting out of the way. I'm sure everyone's still on out laps, but, you know, everyone's just still plotting their way through. I don't know if it's going to be a wet race. I know that we're trying to save ties. Q1 is generally going to be 15 drives fine for 15 spots. No, it's like a lot of competition there. But you're still going to survive, and people that can't be known to be in such situations in all the leagues all across the country and across the world. So, PRF1 Clem, their league owner is currently on a lap. As he's already been through Lassard, he's now going to go through Erouge, now Radium. Yes, we're going to go there. Now he's down the Camel Straight. By the way, that hill is glorious to sit on. I can tell from personal experience as he burns the battery of that Mercedes. And he's going to brake about 70 metres into Lecombe. Looking neat and tidy from the Lancastrian. Now through Malmedy. I said, this isn't a bad first effort. Not at all. As he heads through Rivage. Oh no, those are going to convert to his Brussels. And now into No Name, Liège, Speaker's Corner, whatever you want to call that. Hard on the power. Into Pun. Does he take it flat? Actually fully lifted off, but it didn't touch the brakes. If you can hone it right with the right setup, you can go around Pouhon flat. What about the Fanny Chicane? Or as they will call it in the consonant, Biff Bath, because you go Biff Bath. But we'll use the British English of Fanny Chicane. Now into Curva Paul Frere or Stavelo in, and then Stavelo out. So he's looking decent here from our beloved league owner. He's looking very smooth indeed, as he'll keep it flat. And then another place I've sat before, Blanchimont. Easy flat, as you would expect. are now heading into the bus stop chicane where there's no longer a bus stop, but they used to be back in there before the streets were closed to this magnificent place. And the time to beat, if it can be beaten in such a session in the context of 15 to 15, a 144.495. That's not too bad a time, I'd imagine, but Andrew Pismer's gone a little bit quicker as the Dark Lord has retired from the session without setting the time. That could be dangerous if someone else makes a late spring. Interesting tracks. Master Spread has also called it quit as well. I'm intrigued where they're going. Simply Salmon's could have an out and an in. Oh, and CFC 18. What's he got for us? Now, he turns out he voluntarily retired the last time he was part of the club. Now, I will say to drivers, just hang in. With the point system that the PRF1 have adopted, you're going to score points. Oh! And he goes wide. It leaves the track through the first base Stavilo, but he didn't get any validation. Bear in mind, try limits in this game are not like real life where you would have to concede immediately your time because it would be deleted anyway. It just bases on do you gain or lose. Simply Salmon's got a quiz. Well, we're seeing a lot of drivers deciding to call it quits that setting the time, which does surprise me. And OSSC 18 sets a 144.707. And MS Casper, well, he's showing some intent. A 142.351 in a Sauber. In a Sauber. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, in CFC, as he's retired on track. He's retired on track. Yeah, his car's still moving. Now, that's not really something you should be doing. We're seeing Robert Snipes is retired. I think that's a bona fide crash. That's a bona fide crash because Robert Snipes has sucked down the order as the game would have it, and he's out. Oh, wow. So appears to be AMS Axel. What's happened between them two? I said you have to survive Q1 to get to Q2. What's the technical sense? What says AMS Axel will be through? They won't have a car. Gone are the days of the old spare car arena. Those days are nearly 20 years behind us. In fact, I haven't had spare cars since the start of 2008. All right, Misfits, are you going to set a time on these hard tyres? Because it appears like just cruising round. Cruising round he is. And yeah, this is heading towards the 2 minutes. This is sort of wet weather pace, but I'm guessing he's trying to resolve those hard. But it is a sign that he has picked 2 sets of hard tyres in his tyre location. Irish Ross, by the way, has set 144.571. Misfits sets a 2 minute 7.190. Now, in real life, yeah, that with the 107% rule breach. But because he's only 15, he would actually qualify for the race. As per the precedent from the 2016 Hungarian Grand Prix. In regards to that. I believe it was the 2016 Hungarian Grand Prix anyway. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, do correct me. I do have the chat open, so do let me know. My squad, meanwhile, on an absolute cruising to Rivage. I think Fuse Demon's thinking the same thing as well as he heads into the first bit of Stavilo. It's just AMS Josh who's giving it anything. Anything. As MS Casper's called it quits in pits. And wow, what Speedfreak's wondering what's just witnessed in the Discord. It's a good question. What have you just witnessed? What have you just witnessed? That is a very good question. What have you just witnessed? So I'd love to see what happens between Robert Snipes and MS Axel themselves. The defending champion is having a bit of a mare. By the way, MS Josh just noticed he's got a broken front wing. Defending champion, nothing's really gone right for him this season. He's had to miss a race, and in the other races, he's had a bit of a pickle. Things just haven't quite gelled for MS Axel so far. I mean, it is quite different going from equal to realistic car season to season. An interesting choice by the league, has to be said. There are opinions either way or the other. Josh, meanwhile, is deciding to bring to the pace, unsurprised with that damage. Amos Godwin and Fuse Demon, however, still on their very slow laps. Fuse Demon so far is currently past the 5-minute mark, and he's still yet to finish his lap. 5 minutes 16.473. Okay, now there's not really a lot going on because Fuse Demon, actually, weirdly, is the only driver on track. And he doesn't exactly seem to be going at a rapid rate. They're all just trying to save tyres and just survive into qualifying too. Easier said than done, I suppose. And 2 of the 15 somehow managed to crash into each other. But it's just the value of the crown jewel. Interesting things happen. As Misfit has called it quits in the pits. Not quite sure really what to talk about here. There's very little going on, and I haven't going to see anything for the rest of the session. How do you make conversation out of this? I mean, Amos just decided to go out again. I'm not quite sure why you'd want to go out again in Q1. As Amos Godwin wrongly states that Amos actually started Q1, he's not. He's through, but he doesn't have a car. Either way, it fundamentally means the same thing. Amos actually going up further, and he's going to be starting last without a time. Now, I know he pulled it off in the Midweek Madness League yesterday in the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix there, starting 14th and finishing first, after having a shot qualifying and then getting disqualified in qualifying. As Amos Godwin has rejoined the session. As Casper's wondering what Amos Josh is doing now on track now. Maybe there is a call to go to short qualifying in this situation, because to be honest, this is not the most interesting to see. We do want to see cars out on track. We also don't want to see cars out on track making pointless running either. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. There's no easy answer. If the rules say full, the rules say full. PRF1 is definitely not the only league where I've seen that. Back in day, what was at least last known to myself as Maximum Downforce Racing during its Friday Sunday League and in International Apex Racing eras, full qualifying was a thing until they changed the rule book to allow for short qualifying for low numbers. Now, to get me wrong, 15 is not a low number for a league race. It's quite decent. And if you've got 15 turning up, you're doing all right. Particularly if only one of those drivers is a reserve. You've got 14 core drivers. Okay. Okay. By the way, Master Red has a qualifying man. This is something I neglected to mention. Master Red did have a qualifying man. And this is due to what happened between him and Amos Godwin last time out. They had an incident at Beau Rivage. I mean, I'll say as I called it, I do think the incident was entirely a Master Red, and edge recording penalty should have been awarded from having seen the footage, but both drivers agreed to virtually shake hands, and that was that. So at the very least, at least they've made up, and that is a good thing. That is a good thing. So we're now in a situation where Master Red can't qualify. Robertson, Axel, Axel are out because their cars have been, if you want to use a Need for Speedism or a Burnoutism, totaled. And now we're seeing a spectacle of speed freak on the lap. Tell you what, I saw Naturality. And Speed Freak sets a very gentle 2 minutes 6.698 again. Drive just trying to save tyres. I mean, you can see that from some of the times outside the top 5. A 2 minutes 6 from Speed Freak, 2 minutes 7 from Misfits, 5 minutes 16 from Fuse Demon. It's just a very strange situation. If you've got less drivers or the same amount of drivers as there are slots to go into the next session, then it's all going to be about saving tyres. And I suppose Robert Sykes and MS Axel proving survival is key. Master spread as well with that qualifying man. So we were looking for, essentially, we've got 12 going into 10 slots from Q2 to Q3. Hopefully we see a battle for that, because this isn't particularly interesting, I'll be honest. But things will get better. Don't you worry. PRF1 is usually quite mad. And if we're at a Crown Jewel event, well, overtaking can easily be done. Well, you never quite know. I think things will happen. I just don't know what to say. But Speedrick's still going round. He's just, I think, gently going round. Has he run out of fuel? He held the overtake right through Fangio, which is something you don't normally do. And with the session coming to a close, I do apologise for my radio silence. I'm struggling to figure Speed Freak, that is. That's very naughty. But AMS Casper will top the session with that 143.51. From Andrew Pittsburgh, PRF1, Callum, AMS Josh, sorry, ONCSC 18, Speed 352, Misfits, Beast Demon, Dark Lord, Grazer 812, AMS Godwin, and Cypress Salmon, with Master Spread with his qualifying ban, and then Robert Sass, AMS Axel, crashing out in qualifying 1, and although they're through to qualifying 2, they won't be there to participate. See you in a moment. And you rejoin us for qualifying number 2. Where, even though we have 15 drivers, AMS Axel and Robert Snipes did have their collision at the top of Radion. I've seen the clip. Quite remarkable. I might actually just insert it in now for those who are watching the video.
No. Time trial's a lot slower as well.
Wow, that was a heck of an impact.
No. Time trial's a lot slower as well.
Wow, that was a heck of an impact. Let me know you're okay.
What can you say to that? Having an incident in Q1. Oh my goodness me. But it happened, and AMS Axel and Robert Snipes will be left to lick their wounds at their Ferrari-powered vehicles. But there's a bit more of a flurry going on here at the start of qualifying 2. We've got 11 cars out of track. Now, my spread interestingly now. I should explain, in PRF1, you are allowed to make an outlap when you have a qualifying ban. There are other leagues where this may be different and you can't even leave the garage at all. So do keep that in mind. He is allowed to cruise around just to keep his setup, but not set a time. Like I said, one thing I will say to league racers, if you are watching or potential league racer of the future, check your rule book of the league you're in and regarding this. Because if you get it wrong, you could have a qualifying ban or a race ban or disqualification. That's the one thing I'll give you for any driving league racers out there. Read that rule book and just make sure you've got the common things down. The most obscure things, they're not selling something you worry about. But use common sense and whatnot, and you'll be there. Anyway, Amos Casper, the championship leader. Let's go and have a lap with him. Chucking it into the sauce, using the scrub abilities of the wheel to get that Saber nicely turned in. I'm sure it's going to be flat freeway Rouge and Radion. So easily, Flyer chose to burn some battery up the hill. as we now head towards Lecombe. How late does he break? About 65 to 70 metres. He's looking very committed. He's running a lot down, as you can see, because it was sketched through Lecombe. A little sketch through Marmaduke, but he's making it work, as Master Fred does indeed adhere to his qualifying ban and retire from the session. Meanwhile, AMS Casper wants to get the front very, very pointy through No Name. And I thought it could be flat through Puon. I mean, I think he exploited the game's slightly strange physics model that's been in there since F1 24. But you've got to exploit what you've got. And it's looking decent out of Fangio. So he's hooking up every apex relatively nicely. And it's the same through both bits of Stavilo. Now, can he find the line of least resistance as he heads towards the start-finish line? Rightfully Ronchimon, even burning that battery. And I think it's going to... Oh, I've gone down. And we're back. Oh, here's something interesting that I've missed. It started to rain in qualifying. So I've already set a time. Well, we'll be looking quite good. I don't know how this rain's going to be, but people like Fuse Demon and Speed Freak and Matt and Misfits who have not set a time, particularly Misfits on an outlap. Could this be their greatest undoing here? It looks like at least from what I see Fuse Demon, this rain is coming down relatively quickly. In fact, he's looking very scared for Fuse Demon. He looks like he could have lost the rig had he committed a bit more through Puon. He's still got somewhat grip though, because he's handling alright through the Fangio chicane, but I can tell that the grip is not quite what it used to be on the track. He just looks a little lethargic and slightly skatey at the same time. That's just to me, the overall grip is going down, 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 and down. So, what confused him? Can he get through into qualifying number 3? He will obviously leapfrog Master Spread, who hasn't set a time due to his qualifying ban. He chugs in, he goes slide him to the bus stop, but that's not the worst line you can take in that situation. What time can he set? You know what? I think it's going to be... He's going to beat Grezza 812. And that's P9 for Fuse Demon. What about Speed Freak in the other Red Bull? What does he have? As PRF1 clickers in fact, they're all going to call it quits now if it's raining. Oh, this is very on the edge from Speed Freak, using all of the grip he's got available. But I think, yeah, that's going to put in peace out. That's going to knock Grezza 812 out, but he's also on a time as well. But we'll go with Misfits next, as he needs to definitely get this lap in. He's already used his battery for the lap, and that's before he even enters Blanchimont. Well, that proves to be a costly error, using the battery too soon. Now, coming out of the bus stop, what time is he going to stick in? It's only 1:45.361. That's going to put Misfits in a lot of trouble. And it looks like Grezza 812's had a moment. He's given up on the lap. And I suspect that's it. The track won't improve any further. I think we've already seen the session develop. The question will be now is, can anyone else reduce the time? But, yeah, it looks like from what I can see, I think Grezza's out of here, yeah. He's 0.6. Now, I'm not going to prematurely declare this is the session, but I highly doubt it's going to change much now. If you've got your time in, then fair play to you. Maybe that's why there was such a desperation to get out of the pits, because they knew the rain were coming, and it can come down, as we alluded to earlier, by that bucketful. By that bucketful. As Fuse Demon has chosen to retire in the pit lane, which is all okay. Do you know what, folks? I think this could be the very end. It's my game like to be because apparently Grezza's going around again, even though he is very low on fuel. Mayspace is in the pits. Yeah. PRF1 Grezza. Grezza 812. Graham has invalidated again. Now, I guess the question will be from here is, will anyone go on intermediate tyres? Who dares go for it? Appears that so far the action has been very sparse. There was a little bit there with the rain coming down, enticing everyone to have spicy laps and try and brave the rain and get through. But I don't think not much is happening here. I hope things do change. But the one thing that has interested me is, will anyone go out on track and try intermediate tyres just to get a little bit of a feeler for qualifying 3 and use that time wisely? Because I'm surprised a lot of drivers have retired and not tried to get a little bit of a feel for conditions. And Andrew Pittsmith is, and Greg said the only 2 cars that have not called it quits yet. Oh dear, it appears we've had an embarrassing moment there from Greg 812. He is retired by crashing in the pit entry. Oh dear. But yeah, with the rain call, that will be pretty much the end of the session, and it will be Amos Casper, the 142.022, that topped it. And just to remind you, it was Amos Casper that topped the session, followed by Amos Godwin, Amos Josh, Andrew Pittsmith, PRF1 Cloud, Slippery Simon, Speed Freak, Owen 78, Darlow 93, P-Series, Misfits, Grezza 812, and Masspread, who had a qualifying ban. Remember that Robert Knight and Amos Axel did crash on Q1 and thus could take no further part. We'll see you in a few seconds. Welcome all to qualifying number 3 here for the PRF1 Season 13 Fangio Belgium Grand Prix. In dead set intermediate conditions, and who has chosen to lead first is AMS Godwin, the man who is a triple PRF1 champion, the runner-up in both Lauda and Fangio in Season 12. Can he use that racing bull to ignite a championship challenge, particularly considering last week wasn't the greatest for him, including that instant with Master Spread? But I've already given my opinion on that, and we'll draw on that no further. Bear in mind, the week before Azerbaijan, what a coup to pull off that high winds in and try to fend off Robert Snipes that day. Showed why, yes, he may no longer be a reigning champion in PRF1, but that performance just showed there's a reason why he's won 3 of those crowns. He is no mug at all. And I wonder how he's feeling tonight with his aspiring opponent AMS Trappy not present tonight. This is a great opportunity to get some decent points. He's only won it 4 AMS drivers tonight. We've seen a few more recently than just the 4. But anyway, we won't dwell. We will eventually go on board with AMS Squad. In fact, let's do that now, because I'll be fascinated to see how he can pull off a lap of the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. As, you know, one thing, it is looking relatively dry. There's no spray being kicked up. This is perfect slick immediate weather, I suppose. Right, okay. I'll take you through. He takes a wide line to get the most traction possible on the Grace Run out of the bus stop. Deploying that battery, heading into La Source. Just over 100 meters, but he's locking up all four wheels. Four wheels sliding into the braking zone of La Source. Woo! Josh Godwin. Anyway, into Erouge. Now, Radium. He did have to take a breather through the compression, but he's definitely getting speed nicely with his battery usage. 23 miles an hour, 202 now, actually without DRS active. As he throws it into Lecom, he was very sideways there. What about Malmondy? Tell you one thing, I'd say over half throttle in these conditions through Malmondy. That is incredible grip and bravery from AMS Godwin. As he takes it gently through Rivard. Now into the corner with many names, even though he doesn't have one. I say it's looking okay so far. He's a little bit leery. Took a big lift into Pool, down 2 gears, but he didn't use the brakes, interestingly enough. What about the penny chicane? We're braking quite deep into there because of the conditions, and so I've had to sort of feather and dance on that throttle. Now into the first bit of Stavelo. To meet the apex, just get on the apex sorry, the curb a lot out of the exit of the first bit of Stavelo. Not ideal in these conditions, but got through the second bit nicely, unlike my vocabulary there. Right back for launchment as he's nearly out of battery. That's probably why he's chosen to start deploying. He's overtake, and yeah, but this is all going to be all traction now, so he probably won't be hindered too much. Coming out of the bus stop, what time will we see from AMS Godwin? It will be a 1:53.934. But what about AMS Casper? He's been setting the pace so far. Can he go any quicker than AMS Godwin? The answer is yes, a 1:53.767. As we now see Andrew Pismith be the next one to set a time. It'll be a 1:57.178. Here will be next question. It will be Fuse Demon, followed by his teammate Speed Freak. What time can Fuse Demon set in that Red Bull? It will be a 1:56.365. Speed Freak in the other Red Bull. What time will he set? It'll be 1:57.507. The Dark Lord, 1:57.826. Or he says C18. He sets 1:55.931. He goes P3. Then it'll be AMS Josh in the Racing Bull Josh team. It'll be 1:54.164. Zippy Samuel across the line to set a 1:55.17. And it will be PRF1 Callum, the league owner, setting 1:56.154. Let's finish. Is anyone going again? But the Dollar 93 is. MS Casper isn't. I don't think Josh Godwin is. MS Josh isn't. Zipper Salmon isn't. ONCFC isn't. PF1 Clem isn't. Fuse Demon isn't. Andrew Pismith isn't. Looks like just Speed 3 and the Dark Lord. Okay. So they're interest stretch there. Now, it looks like some are committing just to 2 laps, and others are probably committing to going round for the session. But which strategy will right now? Well, no. The 2 appear to be going for it. It has to be said, they are at the bottom of the times. So is this a deliberate plan just to build up and feel they get more time out themselves? But a new set of tyres will provide them as they go deeper into the session. We're already more than halfway through in terms of time. As that Red Bull gets positively thrown in through by Speed Freak into the first bit stabilised, finding 1.5 seconds on his own time. That would put him in decent range there, knocking on the top 5 if he can find something over. But he's already out of battery, but he's getting a great turn from his teammate Fuse Demon. I thought for a second there he was lifting, but this is just pure battery deployment that's been an issue. Here we go, into the bus stop. What a Speed Freak average. Can he improve? And that 1:57.507 looks like he will. And it'll be 1:55.936. He does find time. Well, maybe the Dollar 93 does pit. And it appears we're seeing a lot of drivers choosing to stick with it now. Actually, I think Fuse Demon's actually going hot, cool, hot, cool. We're seeing a lot of strategy, and I think Speed Freak's going to assist him, yeah. As we can see, Speed Freak isn't using battery, whereas Fuse Demon is. So maybe there's a deliberate ploy here from Red Bull to assist each other in laps by alternating hot, cool, hot, hot, cool, hot, cool. Fuse Demon getting a humongous stuff from his teammate there. And that will prove to be Very useful, as he's nearly half a second quicker than his own Sector 1 time. Are we going to see Fuse Demon put himself right up there? Can he threaten the AMS trio at the top? I said duo, it's a trio. As he takes his way through Rivage into the corner with many names, even though he doesn't have one. And he goes wide. He did leave the track, but I tell you something, the game didn't disallow it, so he carries on. Through Puon, positively four-wheel sliding there. As I was saying earlier, it looks like slick media conditions. No spray being kicked up. Definitely is intermediate conditions. I wouldn't want to take a set of slicks down now. I guess you wouldn't have any tire temperature or any grip or purchase. Through the first bit, Stavel, now into the second bit. Fuse Demon, he's finding a lot of time. That's 1.3. Pretty much, he's finding he's going to be around speed freak at the moment. His teammate that has assisted him so far, but he has handled the battery with more care than speed because he's still got deployment towards the end of the lap. Here we are, Erikin in into the bus stop. Lock curb, taking both times. Suppose it's not that wet, so Fuse Demon can take that. I tell you one thing, this is going to go to P4, 154.656. It's a great time there from Fuse Demon, it has to be said. Great time, great time. 3 weeks on another lap, let's go on natural with him before I've been hot up. P4 speed fit with 154.5 to it. Now it has stopped raining. It is now drying out there. But no one has chosen that slick tire gamble. AMS Godwin, he invalidated on that time, which is a shame because he would have gone fastest. But I think it's going to be a fruit machine from now on. Where does one look? Let's look with PRF1 Callum, I suppose. Low on fuel, so he better make this time work. What can the Lacastrian, the league owner, do for us? He's in the 2 minutes. And he's coming in. Has he got enough time to put a set of slicks on? Because there is that potential for a gamble. There is at least that potential for a gamble. It always called it quits. There isn't enough time then, unfortunately. A Cypri Salmon now approaches Erugian Radium. And that was flat out. Maybe it is really drying quickly. His DRS hasn't been enabled. Tell you one thing, if the last guy across the line might actually get that as a little treat. If it dries up enough. Possibly committed there from Cypri Salmon. What a Spaniard's got for us. Oh, DRS enabled. Oh, okay. Cypri Salmon's going to ruin the fact he's just been enabled. And he's having just passed the Camel Straight. And that's the end of the session. So everyone that is currently on a lap can finish it. And I guess this is where we now go to AMS Casper. He'll be the first. Now, he didn't get DRS. But his rivals like AMS Josh will. But he's over 2 seconds up on his own time. After 2 sectors. Maybe he doesn't need DRS in that sound wheel. But is he going to be vulnerable because he is the first to set a time on a drying track? Now, the intermediates may be tricked out of a temperature, but surely you can keep them cool enough on an outlet to give you one lap. Amos Casper, here he comes across the line to get that brake machine going. It's a 150.669. Flippy Salmon will be the next, but he's invalid this time. So it will be Amos Godwin who will be the next one to set a time. He's finding a lot of time in his own time now. Can he usurp Amos Casper as he heads into the bus stop? Hugging the inside of the first part. How the second mate? What's Amos Godwin got for us? Is he going to usurp Amos Casper? No, yes, he will. 150.560. What about the Red Bull? Speed Freaks in the pits. Fuse Demon. We'll set to 151.754. The OECFC will next come across the line. He will set a 153.413. The next one to cross the line will be the Dark Lord 93 in the McLaren. Here he comes into the bus stop. Through the first bit, the rear end probably a bit hot judging by the way it slid, but into the second bit he will go. Now the 153.228. Last but not least, AMS Josh. What's he got? Into the 153.17. And that will confirm AMS Josh as you pulse it here for the PRF1 Season 13 Fangio Belgian Grand Prix. The DRS turned out to be absolutely crucial down the Camel Straight. Because he was one of the very few that got it, and I think that Delta showed that was the key difference, as well as making a good lap time to usurp his fellow Josh in the other racing bull. It's AMS Josh 153.17. He leads an all racing bull Josh front row with AMS Squadron on side. AMS Casper leading in P3, Fuse Demon in P4, Dalot 93 in P5, OSFC 18 in P6, 352 in P7, PRF1 Callum in P8, Safety 7 and Andrew Smith on the 5th row. We will see you in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be a thriller. Here we are. Formation lap time here for this PRF1 Season 13 Fangio Belgian Grand Prix. What tyre selection are we going to see? Well, surprisingly, this being an easy one stop, we are seeing a lot of mediums and hards, in fact, exclusively. We have PRF1 climbing 8th, Andrew P. Smith in 10th, Master Spread, unsurprisingly, in 13th, and Amos Axel in 15th and last. All of the hats are everyone else for mediums, and there's no sign of the soft, not one gamble. That's relatively interesting. Okay. So, what will be the fastest strategy? That's going to be the burning question. Will tyres play their part? Oh, you need to look after them. Oh, can you go? Hammer and Tom. These are what the drivers were trying to ask themselves. And we'll have been studying the strategy going, well, medium hard is possible strategy versus soft medium hard for Amos Josh, Amos Godwin. 2 versus 3 for Amos Casper. I think you're seeing the differences of the way that each individual car uses the tyres from that brief little snippet that we saw. I tell you one thing though, it's quite broken up because towards the rear we've got Grez and Master Spread, Robert Sykes and Amos Axel very, very broken off from the rear. Here's what Robert Sykes and Axel don't crash with each other again in the race itself. We don't want that. So it's been a very fast formation lap from Amos Josh. Very fast. I'm not necessarily sure I would have gone this fast in this situation. But it's his prerogative. It's his decision. And I guess we'll find out if it's the right one or the wrong one. I guess we'll find out. That's the beauty of racing, right? As we now head through the bus stop with the AMS Josh duo in those racing bulls. An all racing bull front row. If you ever thought you'd hear, but League Racing brings some weirdness as the Joshes in their racing bulls come to a stop. I mean, even the League owners called Joshes. There's too many Joshes. Please eliminate 3. If you know the Simpsons reference, I'd like to with them. Here comes the defending champion, Amos Axel, 15th and last. Can he go back to front? He's done it before. He did it yesterday in MML. What about here tonight in PRF1? It appears that Owen CFC and Speed Freak have got their grid positioning wrong. And now we just build up to those lights as the game goes through its motions. It's 1, it's 2, it's 3, it's 4. At 5! Then we are gone for the Belgian Grand Prix! Amos Godwin's progress. Look at Amos Godwin coming through the pair of the racing bulls in the inside of Lassalle. Speed Freak has contact with Dale on 93. It's all happening. Amos Casper has mugged both racing bulls and takes the Belgian Grand Prix. He's leaving a humongous tow. Everyone's so close together as they go to the top of Radium. Can Amos Josh do anything? What Amos Godwin as they turn each other? They're going side by side. Amos Josh and Amos Casper. We see a great view from Amos Godwin. They're going side by side into the comp. There is side by side action everywhere. There's that is. Oh, it's SE18. He's had contact. He's at the moment in the comp. Oh my goodness me, it's all happening. We have Amos Godwin nibbling Amos Casper as the top three exchange places like no tomorrow through the first half of the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. What an opening lap. From Amos Casper lead from Amos Godwin, Amos Trustford, down that three. P4, very good start from him. He's team in P5, Speed 3 P6, Misfits P7, everyone climbing P8, W7 P9, obviously C17 in P10. Amos Axel already up to P11. Andrew Pittsburgh in P12, Mass Spread in P13, Greza, A12 in 40, and Robert Snipes at the back, but they're all so close together, pulling each other along. I know to your seals there, and he's going to be mad. His name is going to go around the outside of Blanchimont. He's going to run outside of Blanchimont. Yes, he is. Reminiscent of Max Verstappen and Felipe Nasser. 11 years ago, something I saw with my own eyes, live. And Amos Godwin has retook the lead on the PRF1 season 13 Fangio Belgian Grand Prix. But he's going to be very vulnerable of the camel. Let's look how close Amos Casper is. Surely the lead's going to swap again. But who knows? This has already been crazy enough. You want any more crazy, anyone? Because you're going to get it. Amos Casper has such a run there. The original Blanchimont. Out of it, Amos Godwin's got any resistance? Surely not. In fact, he's harvesting, and that's going to be Amos Casper to the lead. Yes, it is. He takes the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix, and his Fuse Demon overtaking down. Oh, we got Misfits on his side. A Speed Freak. And a Dale on 93 and all in the middle of that. Oh! Whoa! Two! Side by side into Malmedy. You don't often see that. The Misfits, feeling that overtake was illegal, allows it Speed Freak to come back. Very gently of Misfits, that has to be said. Whether it was right or wrong. Andrew Pittsburgh's already pitted, interestingly enough. He was one of the hard ones. He should get rid of him as Amos Godwin's left the session. Oh, you are kidding me. Let's get him in. Let's get him in. Let's get him in. Oh, and his AI is holding up the trend in Amos Casper. Right tree here. Amos Casper's already 3 seconds ahead. Unbelievable. And it appears Fuse is going to try to opportunity to mug Amos Josh as they're all held up. It appears Amos Josh has got damage. Amos Godwin's AI appears to be giving way. Not only to one Red Bull family car, but 2 of them. Dale on 93 looking to try and take an opportunity here from the Amos Godwin that's appearing. Oh, Speed Freak has got the inside of the... Oh, that's not gone well at all. Speed Freak tried to mug the pair of them. I don't know how many he's tried to overtake there, but it did not go well. Look at the pack of cars we are seeing here. This is absolutely crazy. But this is all a gift for Amos Casper, who's leading now by 3.6 seconds. As I'm sure Amos Godwin will be rejoining and retaking his car now. But where do you look? This race cost racing ever Amos Godwin and PRF1 Clem, for example. As Amos Godwin tries to rejoin the race. Double take my Owen as well. Oh, Misfits really close to that Lord. Can Misfits pull it off? He had a false look into the comp, but not much doing. Meanwhile, Amos Godwin has managed. Yeah, I think this is him back now. As he's trying to pay off Amos Axel. Amos Godwin has another setback for him. But if it's anyone in this field that can put it behind him and just somehow make it work, it's Amos Godwin. This is why this Grand Prix is a crown jewel. This is why it should not be an alternating race. This is why it should be on the calendar every year without fail. Look at the action we've had. We've only had 2.5 laps. And it's been absolutely crazy. Meanwhile, MS Godwin does not want to hold the wooden spoons of all the Joshies that are here tonight by trying to overtake PRF1 Clem. He's nibbling that Mercedes. I think Speedbeat's good. Yeah, Speed did get penalties, didn't he, for that strange cut he had at the bus stop at the end of lap 2. I think, no, this is going to be MS Godwin making him in PRF1 Clem, but PRF1 Clem just knows where to put the car. He needs to make this quickly because that Mercedes is an hard tyres, but and PRF1 Clem's got damage as well, so he definitely needs to make this bit to MS Godwin. And I think he's made it stick to the bus around the outside and then the inside as PRF1 Clem comes into the pit lane. I may have been damaged by MS Godwin when his AI was still in control. I don't know. Meanwhile, AMS Casper, he's leading by 4 seconds. Look at that gap he's got as he's lit Rouge. AMS Josh was still pretty much clearing out the source. But a few demons having a decent race to be up to P3. But the Darlow 93 is still there lurking and skulking. But Misfits with so much more battery allows himself to be pelted P4. Wow, there is so much action going on here. I don't know where to look, where to call it. MS Casper is looking good for him at the moment. But will people regroup? And will people find a way of closing that gap to the Sauber? With its traditionally high tyre wear in this game, it handles decently, but it is slow. And the tyre wear, well, it's a bit of a muncher, that Sauber. Not quite like the 2011 and 2012 predecessors. So if we know, there's a lot of daffers and dark on 93's McLaren. And maybe that's natural for McLaren, because he looks very good there through Pouhon. But look at this train that Fuse is leading. Can Misfits be the ones to take advantage and make a move now? And of course, Darlow did go take by Fuse Deer, and Fuse Deer being very opportunistic in those opening laps. Carrying his way forward, using that league race experience. He is so experienced in league races, Fuse Deer. He's been doing it for close to a decade now, if not any longer than that. But Misfits is looking rumble. Darlow 93 regroups because he's closing as we head into the bus stop. But no. Oh, did we just see a bit of contact there? I think that's Slippery Salmon making a move on Speed Freak, but Speed Freak's going to get it back. I don't know where to look. Where do we look? We got Ferrari and McLaren, Red Bull and Mercedes fighting each other. What years are these all going together? Slippery Salmon and Speed Freak crisscross each other, cut back each other. Oh, and PRF1 Grazer has chosen to call it quits. I'm gutting to see Grazer call it quits. A mighty fine racer he is. I've had many good battles with him over the years, so it's a shame to see him throw in the towel. But I guess if things are not working for him, as Messi makes a move, and he's under the corner, Fuse Demon. They thought he could hit me moment. Wow, Fuse Demon and around the outside of the first pit of Lecom to take the inside of the second pit and to retain position on Misfits there. Wow, that is incredible. Now, AMS Godwin, as he carries way in front of the field, has took OECF C18. About time to pause a second, let's give my throw a breather. It's already becoming so. It's only lap 5. We've got many more to go. 18 to go, including the one we're on. But despite all the crazy, AMS Casper is leading the race by over 5 seconds for AMS Josh. Then it's a Fuse Demon train. He's there in 3rd, Misfits in 4th, Darlow 93 in 5th, Slippery Salmon in 6th, Speed Freak in 7th, despite the penalty. AMS Godwin in 8th, OCF C18 in 9th, AMS Axel in P10. His progress being stymied a little bit here. AMS Godwin's left again. Oh dear. Godwin, what's going on with your internet tonight? Let's fix that. I'll tell you what, his AI scores in me crazy because he's been able to take AMS Godwin back, and AMS Axel's going to try and go round the outside. Can he pull up? I think Speed Freak's at the moment because somehow he's falling back. What's happening with all these cars here? What have I just missed? They're so just going, I think I missed it. Oh, I think that Lord I think might have had something happen with his demon because he's lost a couple of seconds and he had DRS. That's a sign something happened. AMS Axel's carrying his way to PM. As he obviously overtakes Speed Freak. Where am I supposed to look here? Oh my goodness me! Slippery Salmon says 18. We're going side by side for a Rouge and Radion. Slippery Salmon takes 3 seconds to reach Shovels. Wow! There's some right commitment here. Yes, in league racing you don't have the real life fears of potentially losing your life. But you still have to be certainly brave, considering the jeopardy you have for your championship, for your race. But there in the moment, as Amos Axel fought about and slippery salmon into revanche, but that wasn't happening there. This is crazy. I haven't even needed any safety cars to intervene yet. But I wouldn't rule that out causing even more havoc. Have you even seen Speedway trying to have a look at OTFC into Puo? The dirty air that Robert Slice must be feeling being that deep in the train. Seven Slice will take himself around the outside of the Fangio chicane. What a move from the defending champion there we just caught a glimpse of. Wow. Up to P6 goes AMS Axel. And he's doing this with wind damage, even more remarkable. This is a proper dogfight here tonight for the PRF1 Season 13 Fangio Belgian Grand Prix. Seven Slice are going to find another place. He's probably found about 5 positions in nearly a lap. This is incredible from AMS Axel. He far back the outside of the bus stop, but he's going to try and rough it down. Oh, Dallo 9-3 had a moment there. Oh my goodness me, so much happened because we've got Speed Freak, Slippery Salmon, OCFC onto pit, Amos Godwin pitting. Have they all had damage? Has there been a moment that we somehow missed? So much madness here, it's impossible to capture it all. Oh my goodness me. Someone give me a beta block because I'm going to need to calm down. Meanwhile, Amos Axel using Jarrett Standard Camel straight overtakes the Dallo 93 to claim P5. 10 positions gained already, and that's with wind damage for part of it and hard tyres for his troubles as well. Oh, PRF1B, PRF1 in qualifying may have been a bit of a slow burner, very slow burner. But the action is just coming thick and fast. Where do you look? Where do you look? Peak performance racing Formula 1. Just how we love it. Hasn't changed a lot since 2020 in that aspect, has it? But now it's Master Spread's turn to have a look at the Dallo 93. And he'll be the next to receive DRS along this track if all is relatively equal and normal. Can he get the Aston Martin past that McLaren man? Those hard tyres. They'll be starting to cross over those medians very soon, if not already. And if it's one master of the hard tyre, no pun intended, it's Master Spread. He loves this hard to something strategy. He really does. Oh, the Dallo 93 again having issues in the bus stop. Went very deep. There's AMS Josh has decided to pit. What sort of tyres does he put on? It's going to be a set of hards and a front wind change. He was nursing damage, of course. I'm guessing that was because of AMS Godwin's AI on lap 1. Bear in mind, Ghosting is completely off in PRF1 these days. It's completely off. Meanwhile, Master Spread very close to the Dallo 93. And imagine he's going to pull this move off now, particularly because the Dallo 93 doesn't have any battery left. I think this is not going to be a fight that Dallo 93 can have. But what about Robert Slatwell? Is he going to take an opportunity to go around the outside of Lecombe? Is he ever? The Dallo 93 has a slight struggle through the middle on the second lane around the outside of Lecombe. Great opportunities in there from Robert Snipes to come up to P6. Say, Emma Sachs and Robert Snipes are having good races so far. They may have been involved partly in the crazy, but they've carved their way through most of the trouble. And I know the pistol sequence has started to start now with AMS Josh starting to pit. This is bonkers so far. So, for the drivers that completed the first 7.5 laps, thank you. This has been some enthralling viewing, some enthralling conversation to have with me, myself, and you, the viewer, whether it's live here on Twitch or later on the channel's YouTube. But I give ode to all the drivers because the only Grazzer 812 tried, and that was by choice. They've all survived. Meanwhile, AMS Casper, the race leader, he has chosen to pit. So has Fuse Demon. Medium's very strong, but you know, to be fair, 8 laps and then 14 laps and hards, that's not impossible. Yeah, medium to hard for AMS Casper. Oh, he's not going anywhere. What? Oh, I imagine that was a glitch, actually. The Fuse Demon having to pit for wind damage. Everyone's got wind damage. Now, so many carbon fires being used. Meanwhile, 2 front wins there for the Dialog 93. I know that was a visual glitch, but let's just say he's cheating for the sake of it. He's not really. He's not really. Oh my goodness me. AMS Godwin, interestingly, has come ahead of Fuse Demon. Man, AMS Godwin did make that stop when he rejoined the lobby. He hasn't got any damage well, so AMS Godwin can still rescue this. But that side outer, could it be stiffer than that 2 laps? But people like Fuse Demon, Dialog 93 have, can that be critical? Even AMS Casper and AMS Josh have younger tyres. Ahead of AMS Godwin. So wondering how this is all going to play and how to shake it as a Dialog 93. He's battling with Speed Freak. With DRS, can he make it work? Yes, he can. As Speed Freak still has damage. In fact, he's got damage again. Oh my god, it's not really working for Speed Freak. I don't know if he's got a damage front wing from the start or he's actually damaged the second one. I'm not quite sure about that, to be honest. And there's ONTFC 18 lurking and skulking behind the pair of them. Same-ish size as Speed Freak. But can he find his way through? Look how close they are. Oh, they understeer that. Oh, Speed Freak 50 again with his front windows. That was very notable through Poo. And that was painful to watch. God, how painful it will be. But I think we're going to have to look towards the lead. Oh, Misfits chosen to pit. That leaves AMS actually in the lead. Misfits managed to get those medium tyres and air slack compared to some others. That may prove to be viable later. But can OSFC 18 manage to find a way of utilising the damage Speed Freak cars to overtake him at least on track? If not, having to use those penalties later on. Here we are heading towards the bus stop. Not a lot doing at the moment. But things will get close later on. But DRS for Speed Freak, that could save him. But Owen has saved a lot of battery. That could be crucial. But DRS versus DRS could also be crucial. If they're both dumping track and they've both got slipstream of some sort. I guess you never quite know. You never quite know. There's also a 4-way battle for P5 as well between PRF1, Callum, Misfits and AMS Godwin. For sure, you don't quite know where to look. Yeah, is the battery going to be exploited? Bad. ONTFC try and make its way past Speed Freak. No. No. I'll tell you one thing. Speed Freak on the attack load? Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Let's leave them and join them out for P5. As we have Andrew Pittsmith on 8-lap on mediums. He is stopped. Cleb on 6-lap mediums. Speed Freak gets another warning for penalties. Sorry. Penalty for warnings. My ability to English has disappeared once again. I don't know how I pull it off time for time, but I do. So everyone here in this train has stopped, but I do sense Andrew Pittsmith, PRF1, Clem, they have to stop again. There's no way they're getting mediums. Nearly a full race distance. And there's no chance. MS Squadron, meanwhile, wasting no time with Misfits. Burns the battery to pass the Ferrari and up to P7. MS Squadron goes. The former triple PRF1 champion. What about his fellow Josh, PRF1 Clem? But, Clem gives it the defensive into the bus stop. MS Squadron tries to defend. Misfits not quite knowing where to put the car. Andrew Pittsmith has pitted. And has released the trio of Misfits and the Joshes. Misfits re-overtakes MS Godwin into the source. Oh! Say one thing, this is going to be interesting. Is PRF1 Clem going to be mugged by the pair of them through the camo? The Misfits is really close as we can see. Oh, the dirty air that MS Godwin's a feeling that, but the sleeter effect must have been mega. There goes Misfits, and then there goes AMS Godwin on PRF1 Clem. As PRF1 Clem loses 2 positions on those aging medium tyres against the fresher hard tyres that Misfits on 1 lap and AMS Godwin on 4 laps have. There's those 7-lap mediums that PRF1 Clem has. I'll tell you one thing. That front right is looking a bit second, and so's front left. His tyres are looking a bit old. The hards really do last around here. The mediums aren't so bad, but they won't last forever. Meanwhile, if we head towards the front, we're seeing the Saubers coalescing at the moment. MS Casp has made his stop. MS Axel hasn't. As we are about to end the first half of the Grand Prix here. Will there be a bit of team play here? MS Axel allowing MS Casper to get on with it. We saw that last week at Monaco. when MS Casper was making his run fresher tyres. But MS Axel did concede and played the team game then. So are we going to see another swap between the seeds? The Swedes. Said seeds. Swedes, Mr. H. Swedes. Meanwhile, MS Godwin has overtook Misfits. Oh, they're going side by side into the bus stop. MS Godwin, oh, he squared and locked the whole car up. Unbelievable scenes. Meanwhile, let's see the Saubers fight each other. Because I think we are going to see the lead of the Grand Prix Church Hands. MS Axel is going to show no resistance here. Allow MS Casper to take the racing line and to regain the lead of the PRF1 Season 13 Fangio Belgian Grand Prix. Back to that fight for P5 between MS Squad and Misfits and PRF1 Club. PRF1 Club is hanging on. They're being joined by Fuse Demon as well. But with 11 laps to go, they're going to have to start making the move very soon. Over half race distance. All these tyre strategies, all these tyre deltas, will they play a factor? Or will something else happen? Well, you mean a safety car right now would be interesting because Master Spread and MS Axel would probably take it. That would place their hands. MS Godwin possibly power sliding through the exit rivage. Try and get a little bit of rotation, I would imagine. Meanwhile, Fuse Demon very close to PRF1 Callum. 3-point, even in the dirty air, he's been able to turn faster and turn in that dirty air. That pause, he's not going to make a move to the front chicane, is he? Oh, yes, he is, but PRF Clem. Oh, there's contact. Right rear, the front wing there. Oh, and there's a nose by Fuse Demon and PRF1 Clem. Oh, hotting up between two of PRF1's most experienced drivers. Towards the heads of the administration of this league, a league owner and one of the head admins. But surely the bash that Fuse Demon's got is going to be so viable. But will PRF1 Clem pit? He does. Kind of got the feeling he might with 8 lap old medians from what we've seen so far. And then he opens there, so Fuse Demon take advantage of the fact he managed to earn it. And see if he can push and try and get to the Misfits MS Godwin trim. MS Godwin's been through the walls, but he's still P5 to his credit. So he's disconnected twice. He has used that racing bull to certainly make some good headway. You have to give him his credit. This is why he's a former champion. He digs in. He finds a way. You have to give Mr. Josh Godwin his credit there. He's even holding off Misfits, who's got 3 lap younger tyres in a faster vehicle. That is remarkable. Very remarkable. You have to say that doff. Obviously, FC18 is still holding off Speed Freak. Feels like there's a few magnets between a certain few drivers tonight. They just can't separate themselves from each other, no matter what they do. I say a lot of drivers have been in the walls tonight, up and down the grid. It's not really AMS Casper that's escaped all of the madness, really. And it all started with AMS Godwin leaving the session due to interconnections, I presume. And all the madness that ensued behind. Their man ghosting off in PRF1 for this season. Ghosting off for a tougher test for drivers to handle. To ensure the bit. Because everyone has left the session. Probably seen enough. Wants to call it a night. I wouldn't blame. And PRF1 Clem, the head owner, the owner of PRF1 gets 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Now, ability to English is being as good as always. Well, I've not studied English for 14 years, can't you? That's been my mother tongue as well. In fact, it's the only real tongue I can use, and it's not going very well. You know what, Owen CFC still trying to fend off Speedweek, still trying to fend off Andrew Pissman, who has considerably fresher tyres. As they scramble for P number 10. But if it goes deep, I feel the sauce. Is that going to entice Andrew P. Smith to make a move? But Speedfreak will just about hang on to DRS usage, but he's going to struggle badly. And with the battery that Andrew P. Smith's got, I think, even with DRS, this is going to be a done deal. But Andrew P. Smith doesn't use his battery aggressively enough. I think he should have used his battery a lot sooner there to make a move. It doesn't happen. Maybe I'm overestimating the power of the DRS and the toe. Speedfreak stays at Andrew P. Smith and staying in the coattails of Owen CFC 18 as it stands for now. Just remind you all, this is the PRF1 Season 13 Fangio Belgian Grand Prix here tonight. And you know who's being led by? AMS Casper. He, the championship leader, having won 2 of the first 3 races, is looking a mighty hot form. Mighty hot form. Can anyone stop him? He's the quickest driver in the slowest car and he's still making things work. You have to give him his due. You have to give him his credit. The way he's been trying to redeem himself after he was took away from him after what happened in the pre-season race, says it all. And MS Axel's decided to pit. I'm going to presume this is going to be medium tyres for the Swede. Let's have a look. And the front wing as well, just for good measure. As the Sabre Mechanics fit a new front wing on with the Miami livery for MS Axel. And he's still, with all that, still going to come out P7. He's going to be one to watch. Meanwhile, AMS Josh has passed Master Spread. Master Spread's still going around on those hard tyres. Is he starting to potentially goal hand now for that safety car? Is that in Master Spread's mind? The goal hand. I guess he hasn't got much to lose, because he will lose a considerable amount of positions if he does pit. Meanwhile, we're going to have to look, because we've got Owen, the Dark Lord, Speed Andrew Pittsmith, all close together. But McLaren's and the white Red Bull. Oh, Speedfreak sends it on the Dark Lord 93. Oh, there's contact, and you can hear me so moment, but there's not a lot of damage there done. And that's Speedfreak up to P10. I think Owen passed the Dark Lord first, and then they've just sort of made their way through. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, Harry PRF1 Clem must be wondering how he can overtake, because he's seeing cars just side by side with each other. Where do you find the opportunity to steal? We won't even develop. The big burning question, but the fact that cars close together, this is what we want to see. Your PRF1 striking the game. Can Owen break the DRS to Speed Freak? But they are also mighty close. But PRF1, look at the run he had through the first bit of Stavalo. I don't even know the corner names on the track anymore. As we see, Master is finally going to make his stop. Let's just have a look with him now. He has gone to mediums, unsurprisingly. PRF1 make a move into the bus stop. No. As he is at the back of this quintet. Got Candeligo, the Lancastrian, the Bolton man. What's he got? Can he make his way forwards? He's got a handy Mercedes. He did not just make that move, and Andrew Pittsmith as the down 3 goes wide of Lassalle. Here we go. 3 Mercedes-powered cars fighting very hard with each other. Oh my goodness me. Is this going to end well, or is he going to end in tears? Andrew Pittsmith from the outside of his teammate for the night. He exploits the lack of back for his teammate. But look at PRF1 Clem. He's also going to exploit it into the commies here. Oh, can the Dalot hand it around the outside? PRF1 Clem makes his way through to P12. Andrew Pittsmith up to a P11 through all that. But Owen CFC18 still heading the train. He's managed to use Aston Martin very well. But Aston is a draggy car, despite its Mercedes power. So Owen CFC18 is doing a decent job. You have to give up to Owen. He's been brilliant. Meanwhile, PRF1 Clem. Oh, he managed to make a move before he gets to poo on. You don't see that often. Must have had great track, but look at the run. He's now also getting on Speed Freak into the Fangio chicane. But with the switch shot braking zone, you're going to have to be pretty much side by side to even think about that. But look at Speed Freak's outspeed. Oh, round the outside into the first bit of Stavalo, is it? It is. What about the second bit? PRF1 Clem has to concede. Andrew Pittsmith almost rams him in the back. Look at the down 93. Is he going to try and re-overtake his teammate? Oh, yes, he is. What about PRF1 Clem as well? Thermostat says the fastest lap of the race. Oh, he fought about it to Blanchard, but he couldn't quite make it work. Now take to the grass. And meanwhile, we're going to see Andrew Pittsmith try to take PRF1 Clem. PRF1 Clem, does he know if he's coming or going? Same Andrew Pittsmith for Dalon 93, I suppose. Are they coming? Are they going? Are they here? Are they there? Are they there? Are they anywhere? I'm seeing yellow flags towards the back. Is that the Dalon 93? Oh my goodness me, what's happened to him? He's pulling off track. What's going on? This is very weird. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Is he choosing to retire? And he's doing the pit lane if he's going to. I'm not quite sure what's happening here. Does anyone else know? This is some very odd behaviour. If anyone knows what's going on, please let me know, because he's still cruising round off track. And now he rejoins. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. As though it happened to him in real life, because that is a very, very, very odd moment. Anyway, AMS Casper is your race leader by over 10 seconds. He lost with the bus stop from AMS Josh. Misfits in third with AMS Squadron in P4. But AMS Axel with those fresh mediums is catching quickly. He's already passed Fuse Demon. Master Spread in P7. You know, one thing, maybe he didn't need to go on after more. Maybe I should apologise to Master Spread, because he's doing alright there. Robert Snipes in P8. Obviously, I've seen P9 still leading that trade involving Speed 3. PRF1 Callum, Andrew Pittsmith. No, don't know what happened to the Dalon 93 in that situation, but that was very peculiar. I've never seen anyone just pull off like that in a game. As he had technical issues with his equipment, that's all I can think of. Something happened as even personally. I'm at a loss for that. The things get stacked now. I'm sure PRF1 Callum, he's desperate. He's going to have to use those mediums very soon. As we now go 5 to go, at least for PRF1 Clem. Oh, he overcooks it into the sauce, but he gets decent traction, as he would do on mediums, which have a tire advantage over these folks on hard tires of 11 and 8 laps. Using the Matry over the top of the hill. I'll tell you one thing, though, Owen and Speedweek have decent battery levels, so does Andrew Pittsmith. So it'll be intriguing to see what happens there with their battery levels, but it is starting to close up here as Misfits has overtook AMS Godwin at some point, and that hasn't occurred to my mind, but that must have happened. And AMS Axel closed in on those fresh mediums. Battles here, battles there, battles everywhere. PRF1 in, as he always does with the season 13 Fangio Grand Prix. The Dalon 93 has chosen to call it quits there, so imagine something's just happened to the Dalon 93. I could say I'm unsure why he's chosen to retire, but he has. So that's that. That's that. But the battle for third remains uninterrupted, but look at AMS actually, he is coming in, and he wants to not hold the AMS wooden spoon off tonight. He wants to be not bottom of the aliens. But look at the track advantage he's got an AMS Godwin. You know one thing, he could have potentially made him into La Sauce if he wanted to try it, but he didn't. Right. He's so close to AMS Godwin, some label, but will the fact AMS Godwin's got DRS and Misfits be the thing that keeps AMS Axel behind? Here we go. Region Radio. But the battery game is strong for the pair of them. Could we even see Misfits be vulnerable? Let's have a look from behind. You know, I think the Ferrari's safe. Can AMS Axel do anything to AMS Godwin? The answer is no. The DRS is proven to be so inviolable for AMS Godwin, but he's struggling. Alternative life for AMS Axel to come. Will he try and make a move into Malvern? Josh Malvern need to go defensive. I should say Godwin, just to be clear. But that's giving AMS Axel the inside of reverse. They touch. Tory car to Tory car. That looks very Tory car, all that. And AMS Godwin, I think, realises that maybe a little bit on the edge, and he concedes to AMS Axel. Rightly so, I'd argue. Right, gentlemen of AMS Godwin. Well done, Josh. And AMS Axel, meanwhile, the Swede, makes over to P4. Can he make an all-AMS podium? AMS Godwin hasn't managed to make it happen so far. What about Misfits? Can he overtake him? 4 to go, and once AMS Casper crosses the line, safety cars and virtual safety cars becoming possible due to the mechanics of the game. So that will be a crucial point. It will be green all the way. Will you expect us to hear that before we start tonight? I'm not quite sure. But it's testament to consider everything that's happened, but no major crashes that happened in the race so far. Commentator's curse incoming, yes. Well, it's remarkable from all these drivers showing that skill that they can all survive this, particularly considering the realistic damage that is involved in all this. Here we go. Misfits versus MS Axel, the same Ferrari PUs, MS Godwin lurking. Let's go about it, but it's MS Godwin going to make the most unlikely sends of all sends. Here we go. Misfits, you've only got 2 MS drivers behind you. Can you keep them both behind? MS Axel going to have a look round the outside into the comp. The Misfits hand on. No, he can't. MS Axel is up to P3. But MS Axel, he set that up perfectly, and that's allowing him to take a podium position. We got PRF1 Callum. That's pitting, and he's gone for soft tyres. There's a fastest lap attempt, considering the position he's in. And just accept his pain and try and recoup some points. That's why. Meanwhile, Friedrich has finally overtaken Owen CFC 18. Finally, the Red Bull driver has struggled lap after lap after lap to make that work. But he's finally pulled it off. But can he overcome the time penalties he's got? Can he overcome them? Can he overcome them? That'll be a question of asking himself. Can he pull away? Can he try and break Owen and try and potentially build the gap he needs? So with Andrew Pittsmith lurking in the wings behind the pair of them as we head into Puon. Oh, a lot of understeer there for Andrew Pittsmith, but he managed to just about collect the car. Doesn't lose it over the curb. Meanwhile, you want a fight, you got Mastersburg closing up. Fuse Demon. English has gone. Slowly making his way forwards, but Mastersburg is making us mediums sing. So is MS Axel, to be fair, who still has Misfits and MS Godwin joining that DRS train that has now been formed. Now he's headed it, now he's the locomotive. Mastersburg, however, it looks like he's going to set up Fuse Demon here. Oh, the trash stand look a bit precious. Are those medium stands take a bit? I'll tell you one thing though, Fuse Demon's rear tyres are not looking in the best shape. Oh, look at the Master Fred's getting. They're both very similar on battery. What about the Red Bull powertrain Honda thingamajig against the Mercedes powered Aston Martin? Round the outside, Master Fred goes into the cup. Fuse Demon, to be fair, gives him a brief fight, so he back and takes the inside into Malmondy and retakes P6. An incredible effort there for Fuse Demon to retake the position. Fair play, Fuse Demon. That was difficult, and you made it work. Frustrated for Speedbreak, Orange FC 18 managed to repass for P9. How must Speed Freak be feeling? He can't seem to be able to get rid of Owen tonight. He's studying it, or he's being passed right back by him. Just racing everywhere. There's 2 to go, but we are seeing at the front. MS Casper is about to start a fan up. We haven't seen much of Casper, but that's because ever since the MS Godwin disconnect the first time, MS Casper's sort of been in a world of his own. And the other real thing we've seen from him since is when him and MS Axel swap positions in their Saubers. But where do you look? You've now got this train here that we've been watching. Owen Speedbreak and Andrew Pittsmith looks for a straight 3-lap, younger tyres. A faster car in the pair in front of him, and he can't do anything with it because he's just stuck in that DRS train. But he is in marching for that final tour. Are we going to see anything from Andrew Pittsmith? We'll just pause in that thought because Master's going to have one last go. Freeway Rouge, Radiant, and up the Camel. He's a bit closer this time to Fuse Demon, but they've both got a lot of batteries to play with. This won't be as easy as you may first thought. On the DRS, can Masterman pull it off and Fuse Demon? I don't think he's close enough to pull the move off. He's going to have to wait somewhere else in the lap. Can he surprise Fuse Demon here? But the tyres are starting to level out. Both the rear tyres now look similar in terms of how they look in profile. Now, Orange FC18 is going to get mugged by Speed Freak here. Speed Freak round the outside. Reclaims P9, at least on the track. Oh, here's something crucial for the podium battle. MSX has got 3-second time penalties. That's going to give Misfits all the impetus to try and reclaim that podium position. Even after penalties, even MS Godwin, they can find something through Stanville, Blanchimont and the bus stop. But today has been all about MS Casper. You may not see much of him, because he is fully dominated and therefore will win the PRF1 Season 13 Fangio Belgium Grand Prix. What a drive by MS Casper. Fully controlled. What a win. There's MS Axel's gone deep into the bus stop. What's happened? British can legitimately take on track. Not only that, but that's going to give AMS Godwin, I believe, P4. As I've been saying earlier, because I've been going wrong. They're feeding a massive spread to the line. He's Demon, but she keep P6. He's let me go right for AMS Axel, I was just saying this season. Meanwhile, Owen and Andrew P. Smith as they go side by side into the bus stop for a top 10 position. Oh, it's still not resolved. Here they go in the Mercedes Power cars. There is contact. Here they are towards the line. Andrew P. Smith finishes P9 after speed freak penalties. Owen and CFC P2. Speed freak P11. Debris Salmon will eventually cross the line in P12 and PRF1 Clem in P13. At least that's how it is before the old penalties kick in. And that was some Belgian Grand Prix in the PRF1 Season 13 Fangio season. Wow. It may have not been frantic for the win, but any position behind. Absolute craziness. I am generally in awe. Of the action they put on tonight. And in particular of AMS Casper's drive, who has to be dead cert driver of the day for me. While his team AMS Axel did pull off a good comeback, he did blow it in that last lap with the time penalty, with going deep into the bus stop. I think it has to be said, it's AMS Casper who is my driver of the day, undoubtedly. AMS Axel's got to come into the game, but I still think AMS Casper is definitely the driver of the day. Anyway, there was a Grand Prix, and it is AMS Casper who won from AMS Josh. Then you have Misfits, AMS Squad, AMS Axel and P5, but they say the fastest lap. Fuse Demon, Massive Spread, Robert Size, Andrew P. Smith, Owens FC18, People 52, Super Salmon, and PRF1 Clem, your 13 that finished with the Dalon 93 choosing to retire, and Greta A12 also choosing to retire. Wow. That was absolutely brilliant, it has to be said. Absolutely brilliant. As they now will head next week to Mexico City for the Mexico City Grand Prix next week. Now, unfortunately, I won't be here as it stands. I hope PRF1 find someone else to talk about it, because you know what? The Fangio side of the league is proven to be absolutely must not miss viewing. Anyway, I've been Callum Hosty. I will see you next time, whenever that will be for me. And if you are watching the YouTube, give us a sub. Thank you again for watching, wherever you've been watching. And from PRF1's only PS4 Division 1 champion, I say farewell, have a good night, wherever you are. Bye-bye.